Kent Chase,
Yes, sir. Brendan Zastro.
another day
In paradise.
at the golf course, which means paradise.
Yes, it does.
So we're driving out here, Sun City Country Club. We want to get some content today. People have really enjoyed the Wild Bill Mehlhorn when we've done our podcast, when you've done tips and tricks. That's been a big area of success for us.
You know what I wish? I wish people could have had the opportunity to meet such a man as Wild Bill Mehlhorn, because what an unbelievable, unique, gifted individual he was. And he's up in heaven smiling down upon us right now. But I'll tell you what, that was the most talented ball striker I've ever seen in my life. And Ben Hogan said, and it's right in his book, I feel.
Yeah.
Best ball striker he's ever seen.
Ever. Yeah. Guy couldn't putt very good. How did you learn? So he was one of your instructors. How did you learn to putt so good? Because clearly he wasn't the guy that taught you.
He knew how to putt. He just had these things called the yips.
Oh, he knew the fundamentals. The yips are like a nervous twitch. We talked about that on our podcast a little bit.
Well, nervous twitches that happen during the moment of impact, barely before, barely after, would slow down the club, speed it up. Nervous twitches that happen kind of during the impact area, and the player who has these things called the yips doesn't know when this phenomenon might occur, and it opens the face, closes the face, speeds it up, slows it down while opening or closing the face, and all kinds of unique things can happen to the ball. And the rumor has it, but I believe it's true, is Wild Bill, hole number 9, Augusta National, 2-foot putt, sent it flying, got it airborne. True story. It's so hard.
That's not a way to win the Masters.
And then, and it was a sad moment in sports, but it was real. And down the fairway it went, and
So as we go out here, want to do some Wild Bill Mehlhorn drills. So here's some of the feedback. People say, more hitting, less talking. I don't know if you've seen any of those comments. And I'm like, well, we're trying to explain.
See, some people don't want to hear the wisdom behind some of their shots. They'd rather just tell me this, tell me that.
Agreed. So
I think if they don't have knowledge, how can you get them to change? That's why they stay the way they
100%. So, but for the impatient people, we can do some 1-minute clips and just show them some of the drills. But for those that care more, that way our audience, because we want to be good hosts to our audience, we would like them to to give them what they want. So then if we have the short version and the more expanded version, we'll try and be kind to the people that...
Here's a good spot right here.
All right.
It's got nice grass. We can do a little walkthrough drill, hitting to a target.
So here's a couple of Wild Bill Melhorn quotes that we'll talk about. If you don't interfere with the swinging of the club, the ball will go straight. So we'll talk about that, and you can show in some drills what that means and how to eliminate tension, because he talked about that a lot. Muscles and joints should be at ease in their performance. We were talking earlier that sometimes it seems like when he would take the club away, he's like painting, like when you paint the grass, almost like you ever Mr. Miyagi, like painting the wall or wax on, wax off, like when he would take the club away, sometimes it would look like just that suppleness. And maybe you could explain that. Never use more than...
I'll explain it later, but it's such ease of motion that I understand it totally. Yeah. It's not going to cock it up early. It has to happen when it's natural, and the club weighs something, so sometimes it sort of happens that way.
And then never use more than 2/3 of your power. And like, I find that to be true. The crazy part for me is, even though you're swinging, say 70%, we'll say 70%, because 2/3 is like 66.7, but 70 is a round number. So we'll round to 70. When I swing and I feel like it's 70%, I think it's because of the lack of tension. I don't lose 30% of the distance. Like if I take a 7-iron that I could max out at 165 and I swing 70%, it still goes about 160.
But maybe your perception of what 70% is compared to 100% is something different than the reality.
It could be, and maybe that
maybe
extra
70%
effort,
of 100 yards goes 70.
Well, it's a feeling, right? So
yeah, your opinion or your feeling about you doing approximating 70%,
right,
might be different than what you really are doing. And you can only determine that by miles per hour that you could do on TrackMax and things like that.
And then the last one, why he would say follow through is more important than your backswing. So let's get set up. We'll anything you want to expand before we get set up and do some Wild Bill Mehlhorn drills?
Well, you always have an option. Swing hard just in case you hit it on the sweet spot. That way,
Joe's
maybe it'll go really far.
That is one of the Joe sayings. I say that I'm going to swing hard in case I hit it. I love that.
I always say swing hard in case you come up with the club face.
Yes.
But I guess the club face is so big now.
Listen, the entirety of these play your best, play ping. The most forgiving club.
By far, they're the most forgiving club.
The entire face of these clubs now are sweet spots. And we've got some clubs we're going to show, like the Mashies, the Mashie Niblick, the Niblick. We brought some of those today, and we're going to see what those do on the course. I also brought 3 generations of Ping 7 irons. So we're going to
stay there. I'm going to grab a club because I'm interested in one question being answered. This club here, where is it? It says it's for those who want to hit their ball between 125 yards and 150 yards.
I tucked it in the back. I think it's right here. This one.
Is this the one?
That one.
Right here in black and white.
Oh, no, wait, that's the 2. It's this one, sorry.
No, this is the stainless steel.
This is the one.
This is
no, maybe not that one.
This one is the one. This is super flange, and it's mid iron, 2 iron, Zephyr.
No, that's not it. Let me.
So
I think it might be. Let me. I might have tucked one back here. Here we go. Maybe.
Well, it doesn't matter, but I wanted to try that one because.
Oh, that's the Niblick.
Niblick.
Did we forget it?
Niblick. I think we forgot it. We were indoors looking at some things.
Oh no! Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah. So here's the question I had for you. Can I zoom in on this? It says it goes 125 to 150.
Yeah, I think the audience could probably see that. It says 125. And look, it's got these nice, why can't, when you were younger and using these, why did they have the dots on the face?
You know, the truth is that you don't know.
Did you, it says Wilson record. Oh, it's hammer forged. This thing's like a hammer. Yeah. It's a 5 Mashie. And we were hitting these the other day, kind of chipping with these. But yeah, so
the dimples on the ball truly do matter, but the grooves or the punched holes like this don't really matter at all, believe it or not. Except when you're in deep rough. And that's why Karsten invented the square grooves back in the day. Innocently, and that's why the lawsuit, which is a long story in golf, but it's a great story. But he was actually trying to improve the ability for people to play better.
Yes.
The only thing was helping people in the rough.
Out of the rush. Out of the rough.
Yeah, grass has a lot of water in it, and it has the ability to disperse the water away from the ball, so you get cleaner contact. So you don't hit flyers as much out of the rough. Is the thing. But besides that, it wouldn't matter if you had no grooves or square grooves or square grooves could eat paint off the ball, so that would be an advantage.
Correct.
So, but this wouldn't matter if there was no grooves on this thing.
100%. Ralph Maltby, you know Ralph Maltby.
He's the best club.
He did testing. He sanded all the grooves off, and like you said, when you're in the rough, it matters. When it's wet out, it matters. Any other time, doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
Grooves.
Nothing matters. I'm going to get a Ping 60-degree wedge out if I can find one. There it is.
All right, I'm going to set up over here. I'm going to shut this down and set up, and we'll clip it in.
Well, I can walk right over. So we were talking a little bit about Wild Bill Mehlhorn. And Wild Bill Mehlhorn is an amazing man in my life, and is an amazing man in a lot of people's lives. I actually got to work with him when he was 80 years old, 81, 82, that era. He died at 89 years old. When I was working with him, it was in the late 70s, early 80s, somewhere in there. And the greatest thing ever is he taught us this key word called, his key words called ease of motion. Bodies and arms need to be in harmony with one another at ease of motion. And I'm copying some drills he used to do, ear to ear, pivot, inside the barrel, turn, hit, 1, 2, And it always repeats. Everything is ease of motion. Everything is on a 1-2 count, and it represents pretty much your pace, tempo, or authority level. And ultimately, if we can do those little drills and think of ear to ear, we could actually learn how to be a grass clipper. And we could actually learn while we're clipping grass that there is something that might be called the natural point of the bottom of our arc. I'm mini swinging from ear to ear. If I took it bigger, it would be left ear to right ear, still ear to ear, body and arms in harmony. And now I'm just going to put these under balls. So it's boom, bam, 1, 2. And then ultimately, we might want to take that to a target. So I've got the balls lined up in a different direction so I can actually be using practice swings designed for the distance control of a given golf shot to see if my speed is correct, my vision is correct. I want to put my practice swings, I want them to be valuable for the golf shot at hand. So I see a landing point out there, and I see my speed that I need to be about like this. And he used the word about like this. And we didn't have the little Bushnell distance thing to figure out how far things are, so we had to go by feel, and we'd step it off and pace it off. But the bottom of the arc and the ease of motion and the 1-2. So now I feel strongly that this is the distance of the golf shot right now, and I'm putting it on some balls. And that's all oops, I sculled one of them. So I got probably, that last shot might be really good, and it might actually go in. I don't know if you have that thing zooming in. And now I've taken my practice swings, and I want to just stick one on a ball and see if I've got the right swing. And that's pretty much how we practiced. That one actually did go in. It actually lipped out. Hope the camera can see it. That's a quality shot, and that's why I say make it simple, play ping, or follow Wild Bill Mehlhorn.
Kent.
Hold on, I'm trying to stack balls right now. I lost my gift.
Stop playing with your balls and pay attention.
Oh my gosh, that might be a blooper on the thing.
Oh, we're live.
It might make it on ESPN or
golf
the
balls.
Channel.
I was talking about your golf balls, Kent. Listen, I'm glad you're.
These are Tour X Max Lives. Max Life sent us some balls, and they're thinking spin to win with the Tour X.
Yes, these are the new Max Fly 4-piece balls that you can only get them at Dick's, but some of the players on tour, like Lexi Thompson and there's a couple others on PGA Tour that are actually being sponsored by Max Fly. And so,
well, if they're interested in sponsoring me, can outdo the deal that I'm looking for with a couple other companies, but I'm just having the hardest time stacking them.
There you go.
To do that. There, that's a little better.
That's pretty impressive.
Okay,
so recap. So I got the ear to ear, but the grass clipping. So just give me the without the shoulder to shoulder, because do you have to do all that stuff, or can you just do the grass clipping?
No, I was kind of doing a little full swing mixed in with little swings mixed in with pitching and chipping.
Yeah, you were explaining what the audience about Wild Bill Melhorn. So if you were going to show the audience just how to do the grass clipping drill, like just to do this, what would you? I
would be involved in this as a relatively flat lie, and I would probably talk about that slope and that slope and that slope and that slope. And we would be doing this on any slope you might be at, and we would be really, really good, and I'll do it from this camera angle, at doing something that Wild Bill Melhorn always called grass clipping. Get good at grass clipping.
So from any slope, any lie, any angle. So you don't want to just find a perfect lie, because when you're on the golf course, you don't usually have perfect lies.
Well, in terms of uphill, downhill, side hill ball above, side hill ball below, or ball sitting perched up, or ball sitting down, or ball sitting in the middle. If I had a third ball, I'd put it in the middle of those lies. This one's sitting up, this one's sitting down, and there could be just a normal lie. There's a range ball. I'll get it. Check this out. I'm going to bring this range ball here, so I got one high, one middle, one low. That one turned into a bad lie. It was good earlier.
Oh, did I? Did I mess with your lies?
I had a really
nice...
Sorry,
Kent.
So one thing that is worthy, very worthy, that people don't think about is the lie of the ball is very important. And whether it's downhill or uphill or ball above your feet or ball below, it matters too, because we need to find the natural point of the bottom of our arc. And I
Okay.
say our arc because we're all a little bit different than one another. Not everybody seems to be able to do it just like Tiger Woods does it, or we like Jason Day, just like Jason Day does it, or just like Scotty Scheffler does it, or just like Phil when he's talking about where he puts the ball here or there or whatever.
Hmm.
And Jack Nicklaus does it one way and Lee Trevino does it another. And I got to spend some quality time with Wild Bill Mehlhorn and Chichi Rodriguez, and they do it yet another way. And I love their way, and I love Seve Ballesteros' way. Where is that club going to bottom out for the shot we've got planned, whatever that may be? And on this little shot, I need to clip grass to the depth of the bottom of that ball right there. I don't want to clip grass down there like I would for that one right there. I'd want to clip grass way deeper in preparation for that because I always want to get to the bottom of the ball.
Got it.
I always want solid club face to ball contact. And then if I want to hit a little punchy thing, I'm going to find out where the bottom of the arc is for that choice. Look what happens when I'm punching it. Now I got to move over for my punch shot, not just put the ball back because you're hitting a punch shot. Find out where the bottom of the arc would be for that plan, and now we're playing the ball in the correct place for that little punchy shot. Want to hit a little flop shot over the bunker? We're going to swing a little left of the target. Watch this. I'm going to swing a little more left. Now it's bottoming out way over here. So if I was going to put it in the middle where my normal shot is and try to hit a little flop shot, it's bottoming out too far forward. I got to move over. Shot selection, practice swings, put that practice swing to the depth of the bottom of the ball, then walk up and stick it on a ball. So we don't have to think on the ball. We've done our practice swings. Boom, bam, bam. I'll do one right now. I'm going to choose, how about just a standard little shot? You're going to be the one going to the target like I did earlier, and you've got that caught on tape. I'm just going to go with the depth of the bottom of these balls for now, and I'm hitting them to that target over there. Watch this. I'm only going to go that depth right there. Listen to the noise. Standard shot. I'm not cocking my wrist. I'm not uncocking my wrist. I'm doing pretty much none. You've heard that term? Not some and none. Not some and some. Not a lot and a lot. I'm doing pretty much nothing, but a little teeny might be a little wrist hinge, barely. That's just for the purpose of feel. And with Wild Bill Mehlhorn, that feel is very important. And sometimes that feel might include what you talked about earlier, like the paintbrush thing. So watch this. I'm going to stick that under the ball. That's my practice swings, and I'm just going to stick it under the ball at the depth of the bottom of that ball. It's a quality shot. This ball's sitting a little lower, so I might even kind of walk through this one. I'm going to go with that depth. Bottom of the arc is where it is. Stick it on a ball, and it's another quality shot. Hit the
other ball.
Perfect shot. Now this one, I got to go deeper. I got to go to the depth of the bottom of this ball. So now, if I clipped grass to the depth of the bottom of the other balls, I would be sculling this thing. I don't want flub dub skulls or whatever. I want solid club face to ball contact. So I got to observe the lie. I might even decide, since I don't want that much grass between the club face and the ball at impact on this particular lie, that I might want to get a little more punchy. That's going to cause me the need. That practice swing showed me I got to move over a little bit. So I got to stick it back in my stance a little more. I like that. I can hear that the bottom of my club is crashing into the bottom of the grass blade, right where the grass blade meets the earth. Listen to the noise. That noise. That noise. I'm sticking that noise, that music. Kimberly Kim's mom always said, put that music under the ball. That's how we play it.
All right.
Pretty
Awesome,
easy.
Kent.
And then I'll say it again.
That looks pretty easy the way you just framed that up. So
make it simple, play ping. I'll say it every time.
Make it simple, play ping. Ping wedges, ping hats.
Ping apparel.
Ping apparel.
Can't chase schools.
Can't chase, yeah.
Miles Martinez, M&M Apparel.
All right, so
Where Hope Lives, Dream Center. We support them all.
So yeah, if ease of motion, right? If it's natural, if my club's going back this way and I'm not gripping the snot out of it like a gorilla grip, right? If it's coming this way and I'm not setting it like you said,
right?
Naturally, as it changes direction, if I have a loose grip, it has to get a little bit of natural lag just because.
And then let me add, like the pendulum on the clock. This is really important about, you said Wild Bill Mehlhorn talks about the follow through being more important than the backswing. Mostly that relates to the change of directions. People always say they swing too hard, they swing too fast, or they're trying to kill that ball, or they can't keep their eye on the ball, whatever they're saying, a lot of stuff. But realistically,
I've said all that.
This thing is going back in one direction, and it's going to go forward in a completely opposite direction. So do you stop and then go? Or while it's in motion, do you go? Or do you downcock it so you can continue the motion? Or could it be just maybe barely the thing comes to a change of directions and momentum, since it's going to go the opposite way on a grandfather's clock, momentum is going to kill the pace back here, and then you start it down. You let it start down, and then you start adding the speed. And you could add more speed as long as you let it finish at the top of the arc for the change of directions, and then speed it up down there. Now you're not getting involved in tight muscles and stuff like that. You understand the change of directions before you add speed. So there's no such thing as swinging too hard. I mean, Greg Norman was flat out swinging 100%. Just ask him. He goes, bam, but he was in charge of his swing. He wasn't doing the body and arms in harmony quite the same way as Bill Melhorn, because he was attacking the ball like Tiger Woods. So,
right.
So there's different ways to do things. But my gosh, ease of motion for the average player in the world, 90% minimum. Use ease of motion. It's so much easier. My gosh. And then it decreases the talent level of which you need.
Nice. Thank you, Kent.
Yes, sir.
Let's try this. All right, Kent. So I'm going to try this Bill Melhorn grass clipping drill. So from a size of my swing, is it going to be about the size that I would want to get it to the flag? I mean, obviously it's downhill. Like when I'm doing this, I'm practicing a distance or a tempo or a speed, you might call it. So for this drill, and am I just trying to get a consistent speed? Am I target focused? Like,
are you a beginner, intermediate, advanced? Are you playing in competitions? Are you trying to score your ball? Are you trying to be a club champion? Are you trying to be qualified for the United States Senior Amateur Championship?
So pretend I'm one of your juniors. I saw you teach this kid. Was he an accomplished player? He was grass clipping.
He's hitting balls to a distance control, not just that way.
Okay.
So he's passed it.
So I always like to have a
just
target.
Hit it solid every time.
Right.
Beginner,
so
just get it on the club
beginner,
face.
You're just trying to work on the grass clipping.
I want you to hit it that far, but I want you to get a club out that when you're grass clipping, it's going to hit a landing point that you're involved in that's going to release and roll out to the hole. So it's actually a golf shot, and all four of these have to go to the same place.
So as I'm walking in, so that's the part, right?
Yeah.
So you're clipping and then a step and then a step like that.
Do you believe the speed application is such that it would land in where you're asking it to land and roll to the result? And could you repeat it?
Is there a number of steps or just a few steps in?
Well, I kind of like to get a feel for I'm able to clip grass in the same place all day long, and then start sneaking up on it and sneak up on it and sneak up on it.
So just a couple inches at a time.
Yep.
Okay, let's try this. All right, pros and Joes. Joe, doing it.
Ready to turn pro and quit school? No, quit work. You work for a living, right? That's what Joes do. Okay. Nice and nice and nice and nice. Yeah, keep going. Nice and nice. And they're all the same. Now stop, address that ball, and copy it and see if it goes the same place, to see if your practice swings were preparing for a golf shot. So that's a different launch angle, different trajectory, but you saw the results.
I saw the
pin. You wanted something different, right?
I wanted to get it close like you.
So mine lipped out. We didn't have the camera quite high enough, but that last one was the best shot of all, which means you got something out of your first three balls, and then you observed, critiqued,
adjusted. Yeah. So I didn't want to get in trouble, because if I hit that one bad and I didn't get it close into my short putt comfort make circle.
Exactly. But listen to this. If you could go over the bunker, a lot of carry and a lot of roll, or no carry, a lot of roll, or go on that side of the green where there's a lot of carry and hardly any roll, and take your 3 practice swings, sneak up on some balls, and then look and see where they are, and go to the ball and copy them, and all 4 of them are right by the hole every time, that's when your practice swings are of great value for the shot. Your shot selection, club selection, launch angle plan, and you do it, and you stick it on a ball. Then you know when you're in a big tournament, your practice swings are of great value no matter where you are, and you stick those practice swings on a ball, and you've done your practice swings correctly.
And it's really easy with a Ping S159 wedge. Try these, hit these, you'll love these.
No wonder you're so good. Anybody
look, are you trying to copy me?
Well, somebody borrowed my clubs, and they didn't clean my clubs.
S159. You're playing the 10 degrees of bounce, the S grind. I've got the H grind. We should do a podcast on the different grinds.
Ooh.
That'd be fun.
And then we should do a podcast on the ones that there was no such thing as bounce. There was just a gouge club.
Oh yeah, we kind of did that.
I
That
love
was
the gouger clubs.
That all right. Let's try some more shots. Let's try some different lies.
Okay, we'll go to maybe the hard pan.
Okay,
If you want.
do that. Okay, or we could do while we're right here the downhill lies.
Oh
like
yeah,
the
let's
grass
do it.
clipping on the downhill lies.
It's a deal. Bam. I'm
All right.
gonna get those balls.
All right, Kent, you got some crazy lies here. Side slope. What would Wild Bill Melhorn tell you about this? I mean, like, look, like I'm falling over. That's some crazy slope.
Well, the thing is, when you miss some greens, sometimes, especially in Florida or Arizona, where the architect has to come and build all these hills and mountains to get some character on the golf course. Well, the green surrounds always include a lot of these types of situations. So the thing that's amazing in these types of situations, we have to figure out how to always hit reasonably good golf shots. I mean, we actually learn how to hit quality shots because we practice them a lot. The key is understanding, Wild Bill Mehlhorn again, the natural point of the bottom of your arc. For this particular shot, this ball is below my feet right here. And I can't help it. It is what it is. And I have to find out, look, I'm going to angle it a little differently because then I'm going more uphill. No, I'm going to keep my angle. This bottom of the arc is really, really close to my feet. I mean, that's only maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 club heads away. It seems so weird to stand that close to the ball, but it is a steep slope, and it is what it is. So I'm going to clip grass to that depth, and I'm going to put it on a ball, just like that. And it's a simple shot. This one here, I got a downhill shot. I'm going that way now. So check it out. I'm going to see where my bottom of the arc would be for this shot selection. Wow, it's way back there. I don't like how far back there it is. I can either change my swing or go with who I am. How about learn who I am? On this shot, my natural point of the even more back. This ball is back here. What am I going to do about it? I can clip grass here all day long. I'm going to stick it on a ball. I need a mulligan. Hold on. Usually I don't do that, but watch this. It's back in my stance, way back there. This time I'm not going to try the walkthrough. I'm just going to stick that divot on that ball, clipping the grass. Hold on, the ball wants to roll, so I got a penalty here.
It's pretty steep.
It's pretty steep. It wants to roll. So now, let me prepare for the shot beautifully, and I'm going to put that on the ball. Just clipping grass under the ball, let it be what it is. This ball is really straight up the hill. I'm going to go this camera angle. I'm going to give myself a reasonable lie, and I'm going to clip grass that way. Wow, look at that. The ball, it's way in front. What am I going to do about it? Go down the hill. I moved over to my right. That's the natural point of the bottom of the arc for this shot. It is what it is. So all I got to do is stick that on a ball. Play the ball where the natural point of the bottom of the arc is. Lastly is the one with the ball above feet. And this one really gets people bad. But the ball above feet is tough because the bottom of the arc is going to be really far away from your feet. I'm going to get a camera angle here. So here we go. Let's see, right there. Okay. So this is not going to be, remember, when I was getting ready for a ball going that way, it was really close to my feet. Now it's really, wow, that's really far from my feet. I mean, it's almost the whole shaft length. But it is what it is, and I'm going to go with what it is. So that's how far I stand from the ball, and I put that swing on a ball. Simple as that.
That almost went in.
It almost went in. So always know the lie and always put your practice swings preparing for the shot, being very observant of where your natural point at the bottom of your arc for that situation is. Instead of reading a book and it says play your ball here, play your ball there, how much here or there? How about before every shot, because every situation is different, clip grass, find out where it bottoms out, go with it.
Kent, that is so insightful. I really appreciate that. You've taught me a lot of this grass clipping. It's been very good for me as a Joe trying to learn, be able to observe, critique, and adjust. But I will say this grass clipping drill in and of itself, it's had a way for me personally. It's really been able to get me centered. Like if I'm out on the golf course, even if things are going bad and I lose my swing. Have you ever lost your swing?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So
we all have.
So I've been out there, and I'm waiting for the next hole to clear.
Right.
And I'll just start grass clipping with a 7-iron, a 5-iron, a 6-iron, and The other thing that you taught me is learn. I mean, you clip grass before you hit some shots, and you kind of know for that day what you have. But I asked you the question. I said, is it going to be the same for every club? And you said, probably not. There's going to be subtle differences, longer irons as the clubs get longer.
Barely per club if you switch from 1 iron to 2 iron to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wedge. You're probably talking a half-inch difference.
Yeah,
maybe.
It could be a ball, right?
Could be a ball.
Yeah, but what I learned is I can, some days for whatever reason, like I've gotten out of bed and my neck's cricked, and
you woke up on the wrong side
of the bed with a crick in my neck, and for whatever reason I'm hitting everything near the back of my foot. I don't know why. That's usually not normal.
And you didn't sleep good because it was the big event.
It could be.
That's what happens. The biggest event. Oh my gosh, how could I have bad sleep that night?
Really? That happens? I've never been in those big events, Kent. So when you played in the Phoenix Open, did you ever have that? Did you ever have like a bad sleep night for coming into a big event?
I always got, I would say, and Chichi Rodriguez helped me on this one, excited to hit good golf shots in front of spectators. I was like Tiger Woods. He's going to hit a better shot if there's a bunch of people standing around than if he's just beating some balls hiding in the back of the range. I'm telling you the truth. It's a crazy thing.
Why do I not find that hard to believe? I see you doing trick shots. You're a showman. You love when there's an audience, and like if they would have had the Phoenix Open at Waste Management on the 16th hole, I guarantee you would have got a hole in one.
It's somehow
because
it's show
you'd have been the guy like getting the crowd, telling them to. I mean, you caddied there for
well,
Alan
this year
Solheim
instead of playing, I caddied for Alan Solheim in the in the Celebrity. Him and Maverick McNeely, what a great man. Love Maverick McNeely. What a man. He cares about the children of the world. That's why he's playing on the tour. And Alan Solheim invited me to be his celebrity caddy. It's a celebrity.
Did you caddy race?
They didn't do the caddy race anymore. They because people were getting hurt. I don't know. I don't know the rest of the story.
It's good for you. They probably shut it down for you, Kent, because I know you just strapped Alan's bag on you and been like trying to run.
I'm going to win this thing.
Like you're a 30-year-old and you're not.
Wow. You're awesome.
That's
You know what? The truth is there is people that get under pressure and then it's harder and they sleep worse. I don't know. For some reason, that's one of the things. I think you know where your gift is sometimes. Your gifting is somewhere. Now, if you're going to make me fix that automobile tomorrow and I only got tomorrow to fix it, I'm not. I'm reading the instructional manual, struggling at the wrong parts. How come I still have more screws left when I'm done? What's wrong? Why does it still make all those noises? I can't do that or paint the door. I can paint it really nice, but it's going to take me 10 times longer than everybody because it has to be perfect, just like so. But golf, here's a great thing. If you know what you're doing, and this is one of the things that really is cool. Thank you, Chichi Rodriguez. Even wisdom that came from Seve and Raymond Floyd and Payne Stewart. If you know what you're doing, it's like, check it out. It's like Michael Jordan closing his eyes on the free throw. He already knew it was going in. They didn't know. How can you do that? Well, you already know.
Preparation.
Preparation. And Kobe Bryant, if you prepare properly, then if you're not, that's when you're nervous.
Right. If you're, and that's what I've found. That's one of the things, like, hey, I saw this shot on TV. I'm going to try it, and I've never practiced it, and I'm playing in my club championship or whatever. Like, why would you do that? I see people all the time, like, and one of the things that I see this a lot too. Since we'll wrap up this segment, but one of the things I see a lot is I'll be out there because not only do I observe, critique, and adjust my game, now I'm observing other people often, and I'll see people that are like, right, so if they're trying to figure out, like, okay, like, you see my bottom of the arc, I'm bottoming right there for this shot, like, that's,
so what are you going to do about it?
Well, I'll see people do that, and then they'll step up here and then chunk city
because you moved the wrong way.
Like, and I'm like, what do you like? Or I'll see them like, different angle is changing, right? So now my bottom of my arc is more forward because it's below my feet, right? So it's in here.
It is where it is.
Right.
So you go with what it is. Go with what it is every time.
Agreed, but I'll see guys then step up to the ball like that, even though and then they're thinning it downhill and going, oh, it's because it's downhill, and I'm like.
So what about the Center for the Blind guys? I used to teach a lot of the people that play in the national championship for the Center for the Blind, and he can't see. He has to be legally blind to be an entrant in that event. And if the guy, maybe you're trying to teach him to swing, and you got all your mirror drills and all your camera, he can't see any of that, so you can't use that kind of technology or the TrackMan. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can use the TrackMan for himself and explain what you're seeing, but more importantly, the best thing you can do to anybody that's blind, and I've done this with a lot of
I watched you. I'll see if I can find the clip. I watched you teach a blind girl how to hit a ball in like a minute at that Fall Fest at Dream City Church.
So where
that was amazing.
Where is this blind guy? He's a hangbacker. What's he doing over there? And I can't explain to him. He needs to and he's got something wrong with his left leg, and he keeps doing this. And I could teach him how to in sequential
everything
order
and
set into it, rotate, hips don't lie, shoulders parallel at impact, hold the shaft angle.
That is so funny.
Let's compress it. No, I can't teach that guy some stuff. I gotta go with who he is, and this is who he is, and now where am I gonna put that guy's ball?
Right there.
So in his case, move up 1 inch. Okay, you're in the right place, and just stick that on the ball. And he hits a great shot doing his thing. And everybody claps and says, "My gosh, how do these blind people hit so good?" It's so perfect. I'm just saying. And then I got to say this, and this is truth. When you ask about confidence, and this is a big thing, hugely important. I played different clubs, and I can't name the names of the company, and I kept getting fitted wrong, and I never really got into the feelings. And I always spoke of I couldn't feel my mishits with ping. And then Mark Calcavecchia won the British Open, and he didn't want to feel his mishits because now you can hit 1-irons. When I learned that I didn't need to feel my mishits anymore, and I learned in these ping clubs, I'm just telling the total honest truth, unbelievable. I became a ball striker that I as good as anybody I ever met. It was like crazy thing, and that's why I say make it simple, play ping. I believe it.
So what you are saying is it is the arrow and not the archer. Pros and Joes, that's what we like.
Is it the equipment?
Better arrows make better archers. Right? Get some new ping clubs, you'll hit it better too.
True story.
All right, Kent Chase.
Hey, you're
Thank
awesome.
you again.
Thank you, sir. Brendan Zastro. Coach Z. They used to call him Coach
Z. Retired Coach Z.
Yeah.
But I gotta
you're supporting the right school.
I got a Kent Chase Golf School.
I appreciate
Since
that.
I have the shirt, I'm I'm either in school or I'm part of the school.
You're part of the school. You're one of our major board members. You're one of our founders, and we are really. Can you turn around so they can see this GPS logo? GPS golf program. Where's the camera?
Where is it at? Is it in the back?
Schools. Yeah, it's right there. Go low. Yeah,
you're gonna have to pay me money if I'm gonna
golf programs in schools. God's plan for students. That's what it's all about. Bringing golf to the children of the world with physical education, PE now. Golf and PE, really? Nobody ever had that. They had the golf
team. Such a good vision. Tom
Legering,
shout out to Tom
Legering, Janet Craven. You guys are put this thing together. Now we're building a major team where we can actually, believe it or not, get the kids off property once a week from the participating schools. We saw 1,300 people today in the Pendergrass school system, teachers, principals, PE coaches, the whole thing. And they love what we're doing, and they're going to be field tripping the kids out here once a week in the yellow buses, and we do it. We've done 50,000 children so far, and when you get them off campus, you can speak freely with the principles that we believe ought to be trained into the children today, because we don't believe what's being trained in the schools is necessary. Edifying. There's a key word. Yes. So we're using biblical principles to teach the children, and by the end of the day, all the kids are saying, "Praise the Lord, we love golf," and then we get them into competitions, and they give all the glory to God, and it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. And we're supporting Where Hope Lives in a significant way. So when you guys
get lessons from Kent,
it goes
come to the Sun City Country Club. Look this guy up. You cannot get a better coach in the country. If you're in Arizona, this guy right here.
Because I only care how much can you increase your level of potential if you're doing it right. That's
How about
what I'm
this?
all about.
How about this? What if, let's give them your number, because what if someone was, in another state, could they send you video footage? Would you be willing to look at their video footage?
Absolutely. People in Korea and China and Japan and all over the world, believe it or not, fly in to learn golf from me.
You got a lot of pros out there playing on professional tours.
A lot of them on the tours too.
So if someone wanted to text you.
602 and I do text. I don't.
Yeah, text only. Text Kent.
602-718-9109. And if you were to send me a video, I would critique your swing, short game, bunker play, full swing, any kind of shot that you're interested in learning. Why do I do this? Why do I do that? Or how do I do this? Or how do I do that? I'll give you my opinion and my theory, but I'll also back it up with potential other opinions and theories by other great teachers, because I've studied all the teachers.
And then they can send you a donation, or you can send them an invoice.
Absolutely.
One or the other.
One or the other.
All right.
Love it. Yeah.
Another great day here at the Kent Chase School of Golf. Thank you, pros and Joes, for tuning in. Like and subscribe everywhere you can find us. Check out Kent Chase Faith Over Fear series on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Yes,
LinkedIn,
if we can get
all of them.
We've got 20 million views.
Yeah.
But we're trying to up the followers, because upping the followers is helping us to raise money in our efforts to stop what's called modern slavery, human trafficking. I'm on a good platform where I can speak that I'm against, in a big way, human trafficking, and I'm for helping raise funds for those who are homeless, helpless, addicted, afflicted, struggling, whatever it may be. And that's my passion, and that's what I'm going to do the rest of my life. I'm thankful that you're on my team, Brendan. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So yeah, increase our following, because it's raising money for great purposes.
Amen. All right, we'll see you next time.
Thank you.